If you're watching this video, I have just had a baby. Wait, not me, my wife. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm a new dad. And today I would like to talk about my experience being a dad, or let me say my experience before being a dad. All the processes, the feelings, and everything. Without wasting much of our time, let's just go way back to discovering we were pregnant. I don't want to make this or let this feel super official or something. And sincerely, if you're watching this, just know I am not totally all right. But by all right, I'm talking about physically. I'm unwell, but I'm trying to. Right now, I'm sitting on a pillow on my chair, so I'm kind of elevated so high because I'm struggling with a bit of a back ache or something. So, truth be told, we weren't expecting to get pregnant. Yeah, yeah, that's the first thing to know that we weren't expecting to get pregnant, although we knew about the probability of us getting pregnant at the point, but this was a surprise for us. That's number one. Number two is that we got married about 2 years ago. So prior to our pregnancy, we've had people talking to us because we're African, right? And in Africa, when you get pregnant, or as a Nigerian, when you get pregnant, you see parents coming around saying, what's up? What's happening?" So we knew that was coming, but we didn't plan it out. It was a beautiful Saturday. My wife had been suspicious. She had been, checking. A woman knows, right? She didn't tell me anything, so she just called me. I thought it was a normal call. Abraham, come here. I was like, okay, here we go again. What have I done? So thinking I had done, maybe I didn't do something. Maybe I had dropped my socks or shirt on the floor, something like that. She came and she said, "Look at that! It was the bathroom." I entered, and I didn't understand. But mere seeing the stick stuff, mere seeing the stick stuff, I already knew. Oh God, it has happened. She said she was pregnant. Now, the funny thing at the point was, I started to, I wouldn't say I panicked, but I was, oh no, no, because we had a lot of things planned. But sincerely speaking, deep inside of me, I was a bit, can I say happy? It was a mixed feeling. I was happy. My happiness, let me start from this point. My happiness was from the point that, oh, okay, this is how it feels like to know that you can have a baby, or we both could, have a baby. That was the first feeling. Okay, that's it. And number two, the panic of we had a lot of things we wanted to put in place before pregnancy happened. And we were actively preventing it. Let me put it that way. So that happened. And I said, okay, what are we going to do? Everything I was working on, because I was working online, everything I was working on just stopped. We sat down and she said she needed to confirm. I said, it was a Saturday. Please, let's wait till a Monday, because here you have to book an appointment with a hospital before you go and do anything, unless it's an emergency. I told her, as a woman, she just went online and decided to, she just kept on searching for hospitals that had an emergency or that had appointments, any free doctor that was free at the time. Let me just put it that way. And she found one. They booked us for maybe 2 hours after our conversation, and we just booked a taxi. I just, oh, dress up, dress up, dress up. We booked a taxi and we drove over 40 or 50 minutes, over 40 minutes to this hospital. It was far, but we got there eventually. We checked, and the woman said, "Congratulations, you're pregnant." Now, this is the thing. This is how I process stuff. When I am afraid or scared, I laugh. I just started laughing. God, A lot's gonna happen. So I started to laugh, and she was just looking at me like this. She kind of giggled at the hospital, but by the time we got back to the taxi going back home, my wife broke down into tears. Like I told you, it was a lot of we had a lot of things planned. We had to put a lot of things into place. So not as if we weren't ready or we didn't want a baby. We really do want. Immediately we both fell in love with that. But we had plans about we for example, one major plan was to get our residency in Kazakhstan before having a baby, so that would that would make it easier for us to maybe travel or leave us anytime we want to travel or something like that. Also, there was a probability of us leaving the country and staying. So Kazakhs don't be angry, but there was a probability of us leaving and a lot of plans. You know what I'm saying? That happened, and she just let it flow on our way back, and we consoled each other. We did a lot of things, and we had another plan. Yeah, something else we had a lot of plans to do. So we had planned to go home in December. My wife is a twin, and her twin sister recently got married. But at the time we discovered she was pregnant, she was the chief planner of this wedding. She was planning to go to Nigeria to celebrate this wedding party, go visit home. So at the time of this pregnancy and checking checking the prayer wedding date, she would have been you understand, she probably would have been maybe around 8 or 9 months pregnant already at this time, maybe 36 weeks. So she everything just got went into waters and went into drain. So those were the things, oh god, breaking her down. And so eventually, as a mature person, she got over it and we got home. One thing that really made us appreciate or made us think about it in the other way is that, okay, life doesn't wait for us. That's one thing. Number two, we had these beautiful visitors, and these visitors made us see a very different perspective to life. What we were preventing to have, this amazing couple told us the story of how they've been searching for, or they've been waiting for up to 12 years or 13 years. And this woman made us realize that this is a made basically made us both, yeah, realize that it's a it's a blessing. And they're a close family of us. They made us realize a lot of things, and that kind of shifted our perspective on that. Now let's talk about the post post confirmation. And that is where war began. Immediately we found out in the space of 1 week, we were able to get ourselves and register with a private hospital for our antenatal or prenatal, right? We got registered and it was amazing. Now, in Kazakhstan, now this is one thing I want you to know. In Kazakhstan, we're foreigners, we do not have residence, which means we renew visas yearly. We do not have access to insurance and is a credit card and the likes. We don't, as a foreigner in Kazakhstan, you don't have access to that unless you're a resident or you're a resident in Kazakhstan. So we're not yet residents. I think I qualify this year. And with that in place, we paid in cash for everything. Not really expensive. I think we paid 300 and over 300,000, which is tenge, which is around, let's say, around $700, something like that. 700, $800. That's what we paid for registration for the prenatal stuff. I would say fair enough. It was fair enough. Wait, yeah, something like that. Or 800. Yeah, that's it. We registered and we got started. Now the funny thing is, before this time, we discovered we were already around 6 or 7 weeks pregnant at this time of confirmation. Prior to this time, my wife was doing fine, amazing. Just a week after we had registered for an antenatal, uh, got everything sorted out, like knowing she got pregnant, she fell sick. Like it was the first trimester was God. She couldn't sleep. Um, Serious stomach disruption. She struggled a bit. She struggled a lot, and it was difficult for us. It was a difficult moment for us mentally. Weekends when was at work, I was always, and she was working at this time. Okay, no, it was a summer, so she was on holiday. But thank God she was on holiday at this time, so it helped her go through the first trimester without having to go to work and struggle there, because sometimes you wouldn't even be able to walk or stand up. She was always in bed, written in pain, and oh god, I do not wish to experience that 2 months. I do not wish to experience it again. In terms of that pain for her, it was horrible, and we endured it, and it was crazy. I never knew. And funny enough, that was one thing that made us, or made me personally understand why people don't announce pregnancy within or before during the first trimester, because anything, even doctors told us anything could have happened at the time, because they were just monitoring, managing, and checking up on us. My doctor became my best pal, chatting how I informed her of everything. I'm still going to talk about the antenatal, but let's continue about this. I informed her about everything from the beginning, everything, what she ate, the way she slept, what she did in the morning. It was a back and forth, serious back and forth conversation. And I sincerely pitied her. Now, before I go deeper into that, let's talk about, and I'm still going to talk about the way she felt, and I am still going to talk about preparing for delivery. But one thing I feel is really important is the antenatal thing, or can I say, yeah, registering and going for antenatal. Hmm. So let's say, as a father and a husband, I am proud to say I attended over 80%. Can I say 90% of our meetings? I am so proud to say that. Now, there are two reasons that made me really go. Number one, okay, we were always together, moving back and forth, except for work. And number two is the fact that this is a Russian speaking country. Well, that was really not the reason, but it's one important thing I took note of during our visits. So it's a Russian speaking country. I speak better Russian compared to my wife. And we struggled to the doctor doesn't speak English. Okay, she doesn't speak English, so I came in as the husband, and also the, can I say, interpreter in a way. Now, there are two ways to this thing. I really, at a point in time doing this, I really pitied, or let me say, yeah, I pitied my wife in a lot of situations. Just put yourself in her shoes. You're you are the one that needs care. You are the one that needs care. You need help. You need people to respond to. You want to tell your doctor what's up with you. But at a point, you just see your husband talking to your doctor, and you're just lost in between, because they're having a back and forth about your body, and you probably don't know what you're talking about. The onus came on me to be the one to translate. I was always translating, telling her this is what the doctor said, and going back and forth. So I was doing the job of a translator, one, and also the job of, I don't want to say the word job now, and also I was supporting, like, wholeheartedly. Let me put it that way. I would do again and again. Yeah, it was so fun that I was really proud of myself when I got there and discovered when people come for antenatal, I was one of maybe if they're probably maybe out of 20 women, I was probably the only husband, or maybe maximum two husbands, maximum two husbands. So I was really proud of myself to be there for her and visit those, the scans, everything. I was there. Yeah, immediately we found out we got pregnant. We started it. We started, I started reading up on a lot of things, reading up, checking materials, YouTube videos, because here it's kind of difficult to go for birthing classes or something. But of course, we didn't even think about that now. What we're thinking of is just to get her alive. Yeah, it was a huge struggle. Everything became normal in the second semester, second trimester. But one thing that my wife really struggled with emotionally was that at the beginning of her pregnancy, especially the first trimester, she didn't say it out loud, but I felt that she she kind of blamed me. I don't want to use the word resent, but you could see it in her eyes that this is one thing. She wasn't happy about the situation. And she would look like, you caused this, you made this happen. But over the course of, several discussions, talking about it, talking about how we both felt about it, and yeah, it was something that she was eased at the end of the day, and we got over it. Then we started preparing. I think we started getting everything ready from day one we found out we were pregnant. So by week 30, I think we had bought everything we needed in terms of um bare beddings, baby things. We got everything we think we found online. We were able to get everything, and